Welcome to MargaretMcElroy.com. I'm Alan McElroy.
And I'm Margaret McElroy.
And we appreciate you taking the time to come to MargaretMcElroy.com and to view our video. Margaret, let's tell them a little bit about you. I mean, hit some high points for me. You're from England, you went to Australia around 28, then on to New Zealand. You've had a couple markers there on your path in your metaphysical career. Why don't we talk about that?
I think the most important one was the New Zealand Woman's Weekly column I did.
Okay.
For 3.5 years I was the New Zealand Woman's Weekly clairvoyant.
Right.
I had actually done a reading for a reporter who went back and raved about me, and they put me into the magazine. And I lived in New Zealand for 8 years.
Right.
And the rest of the time was spent in Australia. I had magazine column in Australia, I had newspaper column in Australia, radio show in New Zealand, which was incredibly successful. Everything was down under.
I guess you can say people are just really interested in the metaphysical, in the psychic, in the clairvoyant, in the medium area.
Fascinated.
Fascinating. One other aspect that I think is a real highlight for you is what happened in 1999. And can you talk about that?
Yes, I was asked to go. I was asked if I ever went to New York, if I would attend a meeting at the United Nations, run by a society called the Society for Enlightenment and Transformation. It was a huge group of people within the UN who gathered and just discussed metaphysics and had guest speakers.
Right.
And I actually wasn't going to go to the New York at all, or never mind the UN. But I chose to go in 1999.
Right.
And it was an incredible experience for me. It was just awesome because it was done on the day I did the talk with Maitreya, which was deep trance channeled. Which is where I'm not there at all.
Right.
It was the day that the Kosovo Peace Treaty was signed within the UN.
Right. Now that's interesting. You bring in the energy known as Maitreya.
Yes, I do.
And this energy you've been working with since when?
1992.
Okay, so you've been working about 20 years now with
Almost
2012
20 years, yeah. Next
up.
year it'll be 20 years.
Right. And on your website, MargaretMcElroy.com, and originally on the original website, which was maitreyaedu.org, are all the writings from this energy, the teachings and the newsletter.
Everything's channeled.
Okay. And so people can look on the website and get all that information. Let's talk now a little bit about MargaretMcElroy.com and all the services. First of all, what are your services that primarily you do via MargaretMcElroy.com?
I do readings.
Okay.
I do in-depth readings, and I also teach.
Okay.
Do a lot of workshops, courses.
Right.
6-day Master of Metaphysics course. And we also have other practitioners who also work here as well. They do a lot of services. And it's interesting because with the advent of the new technology out today, we do a lot of our work around the world via Skype and the telephone. And that's amazing. It never ceases to amaze me what you can do with this medium. And we have people that do past life work through Skype, through the phone. I never thought it would be possible, but it is.
And you do primarily most of your in-depth reading, what does that involve, a reading with you?
It involves astrology, past lives, the future. It's fully recorded for you. Again, it can be done in person or via Skype or the phone. And it's about an hour in length. But I also give you questions afterwards that you can answer, which most clairvoyants don't. I give you 3 questions afterwards that are, you
have more of the aha moments.
Yeah,
right.
well, a lot of people.
Process.
Yeah, and a lot of people go home and go, oh darn, I should have asked that question.
Right.
And then, of course, they can't ask it. Well, you can with me.
So Margaret, what would you recommend why they would want to listen to this energy that you've come to know as your teacher, Maitreya? What's his message? Why does he want to communicate?
He wants to communicate because he wants to teach people a better life, how to have a better life, how to improve your life. We live in such a closed society with present day knowledge, and there is so much knowledge he has to teach us. He's taught me, and my whole life has changed because of what he's taught me over the years. And you know, he has so much knowledge to give to people that will enable them to have a better life, basically. It's got nothing to do with being a cult. It's got nothing to do with giving money. It's got nothing to do with anything other than becoming your own master.
Okay, great.
That's his message.
Simple.
Simple.
Right. Well, that's great. We'd encourage you to go to the calendar section on margaretmcroy.com. That will allow you to see all the events that we have, whether they're going to be simulcast on as a webinar, and you know, look at the practitioner page. It has so many different of our practitioners, from color therapists to past life healers to crystal healers, other clairvoyants that Margaret has taught, and it's quite an experience. So we appreciate you coming to margaretmcroy.com. We appreciate you taking time to meet us, if you will.
Yes.
So I'm Alan McRoy.
And I'm Margaret McElroy.
And have a great day.